Hey guys, Jeff here with Ghost Knight Gaming, and we're back for another cosplay vlog, and just giving you a chance to kind of see what I've got on the go right now. So, if you haven't yet seen it, because it's going to be posted later that day, earlier in the day, I posted my interview with Natasha the Natinator. Articulation. Really need to work on it. Posted my interview with her, so you should head over and check that out. All that information will be there, and if I figure it out, maybe I'll put it as an annotation at the end of this video. We'll see. If not, go check it out. It's awesome. She was great, fun to hang out with, and I hope to do more that kind of stuff with her again. Other than that, I'm trying to continue working on my projects that I've got on the go. Right now, I'm actually working on a hook shot for my Link cosplay. Here's the template folder for it. See, I'm organized. Not really. And here's some of the pieces for it. So I'm going to actually take a couple of minutes here after I'm done. Well, I'll still be talking, but I'll show you kind of what I'm working on. I'll kind of do this all at the same time here. But yeah, so I'm kind of working on that hook shot there. I'm looking at actually working on the weapons in the very, very near future. Like soon. Getting the rest of the weapons done, because I've got templates for most of it. I just have to actually build them. So I gotta stop being lazy and do that. So that's what I've got going on over there. I'm also working on a couple other side projects I'm not gonna say anything about yet, but I'm gonna be recording those really soon, and they're cosplay related. So what I'm doing here is I've basically looked at I'm looking at the Ocarina of Time hook shot, because I mean there's 1,000 variations on it between all the different Legend of Zelda games, and I'm working on that variant of it just because I kind of like the look of it. I mean, I could kind of play with the color scheme and turn it into a long shot, but I'm okay with the hook shot. So what I did with my template is kind of looked at how I wanted to shape it and started making the different parts of it. I probably won't get too much assembling today, because I'm going to have to play a lot of this by ear to make sure it all fits. But I wanted to kind of show you a bit of the process. So right now, what I've done is I've drawn out and measured out what I want the cylinder pieces, and each piece can be a cylinder piece of it for each part of it. And I'm going to basically glue that all, connect it all together through a chain in the middle of it, and away I go. So this is actually the upper one, so other than this piece, it'll go into the next parts that'll become the handle. Once I have the core of the body built, then I'm going to actually measure out the handle, because I don't want to do the handle until I'm comfortable that I've got the size that I want, and I can actually measure directly off what I've done. So right now I'm just measuring out a couple of the cylinders. This little short one here is actually the inner cylinder that's going to be where the chain is wrapped around. So I'm going to find a way to keep that chain in by probably putting another pieces around that after I put the chain in. So it'll be somewhere near the finishing product kind of build kind of thing. Yeah, something like that. And then I'm going to attach that chain and all that fun stuff. So yeah, but basically what I'm trying to do is I'm going to make sure these pieces end up cut as straight as I can make them, and then I shape them really well, because I'm going to actually have to turn them into circles, because I'm going to spin them around. Actually, I have a good example of that over here. If you look, I have the barrels of this shotgun. I'm going to try to bring it as close as I can. Yeah, there we go. So you can kind of see it there. And yeah, those are actually flat pieces that I rounded, shaped, and everything to create the circle look of my of the barrels. So there's an example of success. Now that was a much smaller piece. These are going to be much bigger. So in theory, these should be easier to make into a circle as long as I make sure to round them out. I've done similar for my quiver, where I actually had to make it an oval. But what I had is I had the base plate of the quiver to use as how I would deform the pieces to create that ovate shape. Throwing my pen around. And that way it ended up working out. And if you guys would like to, say, see a tutorial about that, kind of interested to see what kind of stuff you guys want to see me make out of a lot of the projects that I've already done. Not everything's been posted to my Facebook yet, like some of this stuff, or it's really old posts on my Facebook. So what I've been trying to do is starting to rebuild, showing what I've done in the past on my Instagram, so you have a better idea of what I've done instead of wading through dozens and dozens of Facebook posts. And I'm gonna have to set up some albums of some of that kind of stuff, and maybe do a preview video of all my pieces. Maybe do a cosplay vlog where I'm just showing you the stuff I've built so far. And if you guys want to see some of that stuff being built or whatever, I'm looking at making that a viable thing to do for you guys to check out in the relatively near future. So stay tuned for that, and throw me comments letting me know what kind of stuff you want to see built. I know I've been asked to see how I did this so far and how I'm going to finish it, and I'm going to get around to recording the finishing of this relatively soon, I hope. Once I do the last bit of prep for this, I've kind of been stalling on this guy because there's a ton of sanding and prep work that needs to be done to this piece before I'm actually satisfied with it to get it ready to paint. And that's where the extra process is going to come into there, is painting. So, okay, so I've drawn out these two templates here, and all I've got to do is cut them out. What the heck? Well, I'll at least cut that out right now, so you guys can kind of see that process. I'm going to turn this a bit. You're not going to be able to see it too well. I'm working on getting an extra camera person. I got a couple of friends who want to help out, so I may be able to, at least on the construction side of things, as I start crafting more and doing tutorials, I'm going to have hopefully better looking videos where you can actually better see what I'm working on without, trying to sidelong glance what I'm working on here. Alright, so I'm going to nice and straight. My arm shakes too much. But yeah, nice and straight on my lines. There we go. Alright, and then we're going to cut this guy here. And right here. I left the rest of my template upstairs, I think. But I can improvise on that. Alright, so I got to clean up my cut a little bit more. I do need to sharpen my knife badly, or get a new edge on it, because it's starting to get a little dull. So that's why it's not cutting it straight. So keep your blades nice and sharp. Okay, I'm going to make some noise here. So I'm heating it up so that I can actually better mold it and shape it. And it also seals up the foam a bit. So that way when I get to later processes like the sealing and painting, that's already done. So I don't have to do it later with the whole piece attached and have it try to deform on me when I put it together. So good bout of heat here. As long as you're careful, you're not going to burn your stuff. And now, if you're concerned about your safety, definitely wear gloves. I use this for a living for the jobs I actually do. So I am overtly confident in my ability to use this without hurting myself. And so far I've only burned myself on it once, and that was a very dumb moment. I kind of grabbed for it. Wasn't paying attention to where I was grabbing. Kind of grabbed the hot end. Yeah, don't do that. It hurts. Alright. Oh, I got templates flying off the table here. Oops. Make sure you clean up your workspace. I actually just did recently. I had a bit of help on that. And thankfully it's all clean. Alright, so now I can stop talking super loud. Hopefully you guys were able to hear me on that. And now that I've got it like that, I'm going to kind of fold it a bit. And basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to glue that to it. And I apparently have no idea where my contact cement is. Thought I had it on here, but put you over there. Let me take a look. Not bad. I cleaned up after myself and lost what I cleaned. One moment. Ah! Haha! I found it. Excellent. Alright. So yeah. So I'm going to actually quickly work on that. And I'm going to glue this. Because, why not? I'm here, you're here, we're all here. So we're going to quickly throw some of this on. Also, if you're not in a well-ventilated area, you know, and I think I've said this a couple of times in previous vlogs, make sure that you're in a well-ventilated area. If not, you should be wearing safety gear for this kind of stuff, because this stuff smells terrible and is toxic. You know, bad stuff for you. I like to keep all my like little bits here from the edge of my foam, because you know what? They make cheap and easy spreaders, and they actually spread fairly evenly. Just like so. So that I get it nice and even and smooth. It's not bumpy and thick. I can actually pull off excess with no problem. And you know, you already have a million of these laying about if you buy a lot of the floor mat foam to do your crafting. You're gonna have a ton of these anyway. Or you pick up one set of mats, you cut all of those off, and you're probably good for about 6 months of these, depending on how much foam work you're doing. And you just spread it on, and you know what? It's cheaper than a paintbrush because it's free. It comes with whatever foam you're buying. So it's cheaper than wasting a ton of paintbrushes, because unless you're really good at cleaning those paintbrushes, which they're almost impossible to clean after you apply this stuff to it, or you have a glue pot. If you have a glue pot, then it's not so bad. You can just kind of apply and you're good to go, and you just put it back in. I don't have that, so these are really good, really cheap, easy solution, so that they're, you know, you're not worried about you know, destroying all that. All right, I'm gonna let that set for a few minutes. I'm actually use the timer on my camera to figure out how long that's been, or the laptop behind me. I'm paying attention. Speaking of that, so let's move my mouse. So there's that piece. You know, but I'm going to show you something else first before I cut out the other piece. So I'm going to... don't touch that stick. Alright. I highly recommend, if you do a lot of template work to do your pieces, find a way to organize your templates. I use these sheets of paper. They're folded. I have a million of them. So I put all the templates for a particular piece, especially if it's multi-piece, like you do a gun or something like that, and you're doing the full build. You're going to have a ton of little pieces everywhere. Organize it, throw it off to the side. That way you can use it again later if you like it. Or at least it just saves everything from ending up everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to move this back into my foam bin, or beside my foam bin. I don't want to do that. Put my shotgun away. My harp away. I'm harping on everybody else, and I'm not even putting my stuff away. Okay, so I don't do this just yet. But one of the things I've got to do for this is I want to create circular pieces that are going to actually go on top of like this one and a couple of different points. But the thing is, I don't need to do it like this, because they only need to be smaller pieces, because I'm going to actually shape those to create a bevel, to kind of create the look of it, the cone-ish look of certain parts of the hook shot. So in order to do that, instead of trying to measure this out so I could make cones, which I was not nearly ambitious enough to try, that comes later. I just wanted to make circles, and I'm just going to stick those on top, plop, like that, and it'll be good to go. But, well, if you're like me or anybody else, trying to cut that circle is not very easy. Alright, because otherwise you're going to end up shaping it, having to sand the heck out of it if you didn't cut it perfectly circle. So I have seen a couple ideas for that, and basically what I'm going to do, the bottom of my contact cement can here is actually the exact size around, and this is actually what I used for my template when I first drew my circle, on what I want to use for those pieces. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece and very carefully, right, I'm actually going to push it into the foam. Right, now if you have something you're using for your circles that's a bit better for this, you can find something like that. But basically what I've done is I've put the impression in there. If this actually went further down, so let's say you had essentially a cookie cutter. If you have something like that, or say you're of the craftable type and you've got the material to do so, if you were to take pieces of sheet metal, cut them into the circles that you need, put them together, and and essentially put some sort of handle on the top, you can essentially do all of your circling without having to do a ton of trying to fight with this thing to make that shape, because you can just go press it down, press it in. It won't distort your foam in any way, shape, or form, but it'll create that nice, perfect circle every single time. As long as you measured it out pretty good. So it's a really good way to kind of cheat having to sit here and go, okay, how am I going to do this? Now, I still have to cut this out with my knives, but it's going to be a whole lot easier because I'm already got a bit of that indent, right? And I'm just going to give it a good push, right? And I got to make 4 of these, I think, by the time I'm done. But now that I've already got this depression in the foam here, that's all set. Now let's see if I can show you that on the camera. So you see that? Nice, perfect looking circle there. Right? So now all I got to do is very carefully go over it. Now I can use my X-Acto knife, my considerably more precise blade, and go around that carving and just follow it like I would a template. Right? And I can better define this line and stuff like that. So I'm not going to... This is going to take me a while, because I want to do a really good job of this, right? As I cut through, so I'm going to show you that after. So if you look at my Facebook stuff, you'll be able to see that there, and I'll show you a lot of the results of this on a later video, probably next week, because I'm going to try to get this done for then. So I'm going to really quickly apply my second layer of my second bit of glue here, because I want to make sure this doesn't come apart on me, especially once I get to the finishing of this piece. Okay, so, and then once again we lightly, evenly spread that onto the foam, so we had a nice, good seal. Now we want to wait. I've discovered this after a fair bit of trial and error, is the easiest way to make sure this all stays together consistently is wait the full time you need to wait for it to dry. Now it says about 10 minutes is what you have to wait, give or take. Let's take a look at the directions on here. This one actually doesn't have any directions on it, but it does have first aid treatment. So rinse with water for at least 15 minutes if it gets into your eyes. So no applying to your eyes, because that sucks. But you want to give it about 10 minutes or so, pretty much until it's not sticky to the touch. Once it's at that point, you don't want to wait too much longer, otherwise it doesn't really work, and you have to reapply. But then you attach it, because what's going to happen is you're not going to get a lot of it kind of just trying to separate. It's going to basically touch, contact, and stay together. So give it that time. Like, I got another probably 8 minutes now to wait, now that I've applied a new layer. About 8 minutes to wait to do that, and then it'll stick and stay. So, and then I'm going to play around with this for however long I got to do. Like I said, I got to do 4 of these, and I got to bevel them, so I'm going to be playing with my Dremel for a while. So yeah, hopefully I'll have some good updates on that one. I also want to hear what you guys think. I know I've been doing the cosplay vlogs. I intended to do more of these a week, but depending on how much time I have to actually do cosplay stuff, that kind of affects it. I hopefully will be doing more around convention times as I'm doing finishing, or when I'm doing something pretty big and I want to show you guys. I'll try to do more then. But the other thing I want to do is I want to do more vlogs, more related to the gaming side of my channel, right? Because I am Ghost Knight Gaming, right? So I'm hoping to see, and if you guys can leave me comments below, let me know what you think, and whether you guys want to see more of me just actually talking about games I'm playing, games that are coming out, stuff I'm looking forward to, other little things, even doing vlogs that are a little bit more themed, say related to something going on. Like, hey, it's the 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy right now, so doing a vlog all about Final Fantasy, because if you haven't guessed, I love Final Fantasy a lot. So being as how it's also the 20 years since Final Fantasy VII was released, and I'm totally looking forward to the Final Fantasy remake. Yeah, I want to know what you guys think. I want to know if you guys are interested in seeing more of that kind of stuff, cosplay vlogs and video game vlogs, and just me just talking about stuff that's going on. I'm not so much stuff that's going on in my life. Most of the stuff that's going on in my life right now is gaming and cosplay. So that's actually pretty much my life. So yeah, if you guys want to see that and want to see more for more of me just talking about stuff, in addition to the Let's Plays I've got going on right now, it's the Order 1886. I've got more stuff that I'm recording and stuff that will be coming soon that you guys will be able to watch. Plus, I'm on Twitch. So also, if you guys want to chat with me on Twitch, I'm looking for more people to come hang out with. Also looking for people to play on Twitch. I mean, I play Smite. I'm actually about to start playing a whole bunch of Overwatch, so stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up on my channel and on Twitch soon. I play Diablo all the time. I play Jackbox games, so that's a totally interactive one that everybody can join in on. Plus everything else I play. Like, I just started playing... What did I start playing last night? Oh, I started playing Tomb Raider, the most recent remake of Tomb Raider. I started that. I started a new game tonight on the night that this is being recorded, the day this is recorded. I'm starting a new game, and I've been playing Final Fantasy VII. Speaking of Final Fantasy VII, I played it on Wednesday, so I'm going to be playing that forever because it takes forever to finish that one. And I should go level. Hey. So I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go level. I'm going to wait for this to finish up, and then I'm going to put it together. I'm going to cut this out. And I'm going to have update pictures on Facebook, on Instagram. You can talk to me on Twitch. You can leave me comments below. Subscribe to my channel to see more stuff like this and other gaming and cosplay stuff. I've got a ton of cosplay video stuff coming up soon. Really soon. Like in the next couple of months. Okay, it's not that soon. In the next couple of months, I've got a lot of stuff planned, especially for the cosplay side of it. So I want to see what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoy seeing this kind of stuff, the cosplay interviews, the cos talks. I want to do more of that kind of stuff. So if you guys like that, leave me likes, subscribe to my channel, give me comments, let me know what you guys are liking and what you want to see more of. That way I can do it. All right, that's it for me, guys. Have fun, guys, and keep gaming.